I want to touch on the issue of salary and pay. Salary in my understanding, my education, says salary is related to hierarchy, protocol, and cost of error. I want to make it very specific that you cannot drive a chief justice who is paid about maybe 26 million, and you are driving as a driver, you get 200,000. The cost of error is so high to the chief justice than to the magistrate. Because if Chisambira killed the chief justice, the cost of error would be grave than killing a magistrate. So why can't you pay the person who has the greatest cost of error, like Chisambira, driving the chief justice, more money than the driver who is driving a magistrate within the district? It can't be the same. We must look at the cost of error when we are determining pay. Secondly, if we are talking about corruption in courts, corruption starts in poor pay in courts. Because if I am a judge, I am his lordship, and is earning 22 million per month, and the secretary who is there at the clerk is earning 300,000. Don't you think that judgment can be leaked to the people who are there to pay? So some of these judgments are traded before they are read. So in order to protect the integrity of court, please give these secretaries some modest pay so that they can also protect the integrity of court. There is no court. Court cannot be there with a judge only. Court means it is actually a supply chain. Court is not a judge. Court is a supply chain. So you who is implementing the manifesto, I would think that you appeal to government that it is high time they consider minimum salary payments. Because in Uganda police now, all the policemen have run away because of going for guard service. When you go for guard service, you get salary plus allowance. And in human resource management, we call it hidden pay. So why would you pay me as a police officer 400,000 today as salary? That's pension. It has a relationship with your terminal benefits. Then you give me 1 million as allowance, which is not related to my terminal benefits. If that hidden pay, which is given to me or selected few, 400,000 plus 1 million, that's 1.4. You divide it and pay it to 2 policemen. Isn't it okay? So you as a manifesto person, go and look at Uganda's budget, look at the hidden pay given to allowances to those people to perform. You consolidate all of that hidden pay and translate it into pay. The pay will be up. That's my advice, technical advice. I give you my example. When I was a member of Public Accounts Committee, we got a case in the Electoral Commission where the hidden pay, they would allow 29 days of station as allowance. 29 days. So the Auditor General said, if you are paying 29 days for each staff who is of overall cadre, how many days do they work? Out of 30, they are paid allowance of 30, 29 days. Isn't that corruption? Institutionalized? So why can't you translate that hidden pay into pay since the money is already there? So I would appeal to you that let us not institutionalize corruption. Government is the biggest promoter of corruption because they are not realistic. I thank you. I want you to tell this country, as a Minister of Justice, to what extent the Ugandan Constitution, as amended, has been implemented. Because every time you read the Constitution of Uganda now, you find that there are some provisions that are not implemented. And you are the Minister of Constitutional Affairs. One of it is like, under Article 119, you will find that there should be Attorney General's Act. The Act should be there to regulate how the Attorney General relates with other agencies of government. In case like Attorney General gives an opinion and someone rejects the opinion of Attorney General, what happens? There is no description, Honorable Minister, and the 1196, you will find that there is for over 30 years now. Is it 30 years? That thing is not there. So don't you think that you need an assessment as we are assessing the performance of NRIM? Why can't we assess the foundation of our law to see to what extent has this constitution been put in place? That's very, very important. Another issue is, I am happy that Pius, who got a medal the other day of performance, if he got it as an individual or for courts, because for courts, courts create fear in public. Don't you think there is a need for a mechanism to give feedback at performance of judges and disclose it, then you can investigate them? Because when you talk about corruption, who is corrupt? The other day I was reading a book called The Psychology of Stupidity, where everybody is praising himself. Then who is wrong? When we talk about corruption, corruption cannot be in the air. Corruption is in the decision makers. The corruption cannot be in the public. It is in the decision makers. So when you make a decision that is not informed and is not based on research, and you don't do the work you are supposed to do in the right time, is that the dangerous corruption? And is it me who is the peasant to fight corruption, or it is you people who are paid to fight? So I think that if there is no assessment of the performance of the judiciary, there will be an unanswered question, because not all judges are performing well, like you can give medals to them. How many judges do we have? And how many of those judges can say we don't have case backlog? Someone goes to court, he hears the case. After hearing the case, he's transferred before delivering a judgment. There are a number of judgments at Court of Appeal, till 3-4 years. So if you hear a matter and you don't deliver a judgment, isn't that corruption? Is corruption only taking of money, or is denial of service? So I want to know that today, as a minister who is here, you would be telling us that it is case backlog is this in the lower courts, case backlog, Constitutional Court and the Court of Appeal, case backlog at Supreme Court, and what has caused that? Is it Parliament which has caused it? But the resources are sufficient. I'm very sure that, Pius, you know that you have all the money, even the surplus. So we want to know what causes the case backlog that is associated with corruption. Honourable Minister, we have one article which is 137. You know that any constitutional matter has been brought before court is supposed to be given a priority. But you have constitutional matters which are in court for 5 years. So when the court breaks the constitution, where do you go? Because the minister also fears court. So, Honourable Minister of Justice, where should the people go when courts have broken the law? Then you go to the DPP. When the DPP breaks the law, the other day the DPP made a review. In the constitution we don't have deputy DPPs, but the DPP is forwarded for restructuring the DPP's office and provided for deputy DPPs, the way we have a constitutional provision for a deputy attorney general. You can't have a deputy DPP and provide it for in the constitution. So why can't you amend it? So who is wrong? Is it the parliament? Is it the DPP? Is it the public service? So another issue is like, have I taken much of your time?
Yes, but with due respect.
Okay. Now, we have Court of Appeal, and it has the highest number of backlogs. You have only 15 judges. Is it more expensive to deny people justice? What is costly? It is better to have judges who are sufficient, because you must deliver justice. And the lack of justice also denies people to achieve the economy, because many of cases are related to economy, So please, let us have enough judges, especially at Court of Appeal, so that we have such honorable regions. If we can have Nimbale, Guru, Fort Potro, Kabale, Umbarara, we have a high court, a quorum. Then we deliver the service. That's when the NRM we have delivered. Otherwise, construction of buildings for courts, when courts are not delivering, that's very dangerous. Then there is a feedback I will give also to the secretary. When you go to court and the court moves itself to adjourn, that's unheard of. We just go to court because we want to pick interest in matters. The quorum comes there and then they move themselves to adjourn themselves. Then why are you there?
Certainly, that is on behalf of Chisambira. I want to tell you, UPS, you should not be adventurous. Chisambira has got a right to get his service. Now let me clarify. Chisambira is an employee of Judicial. Chisambira has not been driving the Chief Justice, as some of you have reported. I don't know why you want to drag the Chief Justice to Chisambira. Chisambira has been driving Justice Namundi, who is a judge in Mbari. Chisambira belongs to an association of drivers. It is an association where drivers meet and air their views. If they have got challenges, they bring them to me. Chisambira is being, and he told lies, by the way, that he gets 200,000. Far from that, Chisambira gets 200,000, which they call operational funds in Bali. But Chisambira gets a salary of 237, I think. On top of that, you add, as I told you, add. Chisambira gets consolidated 720 allowance every month. No, 3 months. Chisambira gets 2.125 million every quarter as consolidated welfare money. You add. Now, in total, every month, Chisambira gets about 1.35 million. You people. And then Chisambira goes and tells lies. I have written to him to show causes to why he cannot be taken on. Disciplinary action must be taken on Chisambira. And then he goes and says, I'm going to crash. What are ministers? Are you safe? So now the Justice Wamundi is scared. He says now, that man, surely, how can he drive me again? I have told him, Justice Wamundi, don't worry. Chisambira will not come back to drive you because he has already threatened it. Honorable Minister, as a lawyer, you know, in law, mens rea, when you add it to act serious, a crime is committed, isn't it? Now, the mens rea is there now. I will not give him an opportunity to act serious, no. I don't want him to commit a crime. So I'm going to help him to find a way of getting somewhere else. So those lawyers who are excited, we are taking him, we are going to be to the Semakad. We are going to, Semakad now has said he's a lawyer. I wish him more success. So, thank you very much, and I will answer any question that comes after here.